Welcome back to our channel. Today's episode is one you absolutely can't miss. We're diving deep into the emotional and shocking confession made by Japanese heartthrob Kentaro Sakaguchi, as he opens up for the first time about his marriage with Korean actress Lee Se-young at the age of 33. From language barriers to cultural clashes and the reality of love behind fame, this is a story of vulnerability, growth, and true connection. If you're a fan of real love stories, unexpected truths, and the softer side of celebrity life, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss another powerful update like this one. Let's get started. When Kentaro Sakaguchi and Lee Se-young quietly confirmed their marriage, fans across Asia were stunned, but also overjoyed. It was the kind of love story that felt rare in the world of showbiz. Quiet, respectful, and deeply human. Both actors are known not only for their talent, but also for their grounded personalities. And now, as Kentaro turns 33, he has decided to open up for the first time about what marriage with Lee Se-young is truly like. An honest confession that has both surprised and moved the public. Kentaro began the interview not with drama or gossip, but with warmth. People think when two actors fall in love, it's all passion and perfection. But the truth is, our love was never loud. It was patient. That tone would define the rest of his emotional and heartfelt sharing. Instead of revealing scandal, he shared something far more precious. The real struggles and triumphs of two people trying to build a life together across cultural, professional, and emotional lines. From the very beginning, their relationship faced one of the most obvious challenges: language. Though both are celebrities in their own countries, Kentaro from Japan and Se-young from South Korea, they didn't always speak the same way emotionally. Korean and Japanese are structurally different, he explained. Even when we understand the words, we sometimes miss the feelings behind them. A simple expression of concern could be taken as criticism. A joke might fall flat. These were not earth-shattering issues, but when they happened often, they created emotional distance. We had to learn each other's rhythm. Not just speech, but the rhythm of thought, of silence. Another invisible hurdle was their working schedules. As top-tier actors, their calendars rarely aligned. Some weeks we were in different countries. Other weeks we were under the same roof, but barely saw each other, Kentaro said. She'd be filming at dawn. I'd be returning home after midnight. Our lives ran parallel, but never quite touched. That sense of distance, over time, could have become a wedge. But instead of drifting apart, they created rituals to stay connected, sending each other voice notes, cooking the same dish in different kitchens while on location, even reading the same book and underlining passages for one another to discover later. Beyond language and schedules, there was the weight of culture, two deeply rooted ways of life that don't always fit together easily. In Japan, silence is comfort. In Korea, speaking out is love, he said. I had to understand that when she raised her voice, it wasn't anger, it was affection. And she had to learn that my silence wasn't rejection, it was just how I processed things. These differences were subtle, but persistent. At times, they caused friction, but more often, they led to discovery, a deeper appreciation of each other's worlds. Despite the harmony they worked so hard to build, there came a time when even Kentaro wondered if it was all too difficult. I once thought of walking away, he admitted, his voice low but steady. Not because I stopped loving her, but because I feared I wasn't enough. I was scared I would fail her, fail us. He described the immense pressure of being a public figure in a private struggle. Every smile became a headline. Every silence became a rumor. It was exhausting, but it was in those quiet, painful moments that their relationship was reborn. Instead of breaking apart, they chose to face the hardship together. We went to therapy, Kentaro said, in both languages. We cried through mistranslations. We learned to pause before reacting. We learned how to fight, not to win, but to understand. He credits therapy not as a last resort, but as a courageous step forward. For a long time, I thought strong couples didn't need help. Now I believe strong couples are the ones who ask for it. What Kentaro described wasn't a dramatic reconciliation, but a slow, daily rebuilding. We had to fall in love again, but differently, with less illusion, with more respect. They learned to appreciate the smallest things: a hand on the shoulder after a hard day, a shared laugh while doing laundry, the comfort of just sitting side by side in silence. As for what their marriage looks like now, Kentaro's face lit up with something almost boyish. It's not glamorous. It's real. She likes to sing while cooking. I like to clean while listening to her hum. We don't always agree on the music, but we always eat together. He chuckled, adding, and we finally agreed on what to watch on Netflix. His story resonated deeply with fans. Not because it was perfect, but because it was painfully, beautifully relatable. In a world obsessed with fantasy love and flawless Instagram couples, Kentaro and Lee Young represent something far more rare: a relationship built on choice, growth, and mutual effort. They're not selling perfection. They're showing what resilience, humility, and care look like in real time. Lee Young has yet to speak publicly about the interview, but insiders say she was touched by Kentaro's honesty and fully supported his decision to share their story. One close friend reportedly told a news outlet, "This is who they are. They don't pretend. They just love, quietly, bravely, and with all their hearts." As Kentaro concluded the interview, he left viewers with one final thought. They say marriage is hard work, but I think it's more like gardening. You water it every day, even when it doesn't bloom. And one day, you wake up and see it's become something beautiful. And just like that, Kentaro Sakaguchi reminded us all, love doesn't need to be loud to be real. It just needs to be true. Though Kentaro Sakaguchi never intended to become a symbol for modern love, this quiet, introspective interview has sparked conversation across Asia and beyond. Fans from both Japan and Korea took to social media not just to celebrate the couple, but to reflect on their own relationships. Comments flooded in, ranging from young newlyweds expressing gratitude for the realism of his words, to older fans saying they felt seen for the first time, not as flawed, but as human. What makes Kentaro's story stand out is its quiet bravery. In an industry that often hides pain behind polished appearances, he chose vulnerability. In a culture where male stoicism is still praised, he chose tenderness. And in a society that still sometimes views marriage as a performance of roles rather than a shared journey, he chose to show the mess behind the magic. He also took a moment during the interview to talk about what he had learned from Lee Young. "She taught me how to listen, not just with my ears, but with my heart," he said. "She taught me that it's okay to be emotional. That love doesn't require us to be strong all the time. Sometimes love is simply staying, even when things are hard." Their bond, forged through trials, has given rise to a new kind of trust, one that doesn't crumble under pressure, but grows stronger because of it. Kentaro's words were never meant to romanticize struggle, but to reveal that resilience in love is possible, even necessary. "There were moments I didn't recognize myself," he admitted, "but she did. She held on to me even when I couldn't hold onto myself." This confession struck a chord with countless viewers. Couples began sharing stories of how they too had almost given up, but stayed. Therapists praised the interview for bringing mental health and relationship counseling into the spotlight. In Japan, where conversations about emotional vulnerability are still rare among male celebrities, Kentaro's openness was seen as groundbreaking. And yet, through it all, Kentaro never placed himself above others. "We're just two people figuring it out," he said. "We're not experts. We make mistakes. We get tired, but we keep choosing each other. That's what matters." Perhaps the most powerful moment came near the end of the interview, when he was asked what he would tell his younger self, back when he first met Lee Young. He paused, smiled thoughtfully, and replied, "Don't rush to understand everything. Love is not a puzzle to be solved. It's a language you build, one word at a time. You'll learn together." That single sentence has since been quoted in countless fan posts, turned into artwork, shared across forums, and even printed on fan-made merchandise. But more importantly, it has sparked honest conversations about what love really looks like outside the frame of the camera. Now, as they enter a new chapter of their lives, still young, but wiser, Kentaro and Lee Se-young continue to show the world that lasting love isn't found in grand gestures or perfect moments. It's found in effort, in showing up, in holding hands through uncertainty, and in learning again and again how to love better. Their story is not a fairy tale. It's something better.